Hello, 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 hello,
Good evening.
hello,
Hello.
hello. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Are you listening to me?
Sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay.
Mm,
So I think today your net speed is okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So let me share my screen.
Okay, sir. Sir, let us start from arrays and functions because all these basic concepts are known to me.
Okay. So just a minute. Let me.
Arrays, functions.
No, we will move very fast. Okay. Actually,
Okay,
a
sir.
lot of things are there in this part also because in the first class in this demo class I asked you to write a I think a if else statement or a loop statement and you were not able to write that loop statement.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so these if
Yes,
else
sir.
statement and looping statements are very basic thing, but they are very important thing. Okay. So we will have to learn them manually,
Okay.
then we can write the complete program,
Yes, sir.
full program with full confidence. Okay, so I will move very fast from now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so are you able to see my screen?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. I can see.
Yeah, okay. So let me start your last class file. And this your folder was just a minute. Where is your folder? I think this one.
Yes.
No, and this one or it was simply Rohan because that folder must contain the C program
Yes.
that I wrote the last class. Let me check it from the terminal. Its name must be Rohan. Yeah, it is here, Rohan. Okay. So this is your folder. Let me put it near. Uh, just let me copy these files to that folder. This is your folder. ROH, and these are the files. Okay. Just copy them
Okay,
to
sir.
your original folder. Sai, this teacher on. This is your folder. Okay.
Yes,
And this was the file that we discussed in the last class.
yes, sir.
We just discussed the nature of this printf function. Okay.
Yes.
So now let us start uh, from that point. So in the last class, we discussed about this escape sequences, this slash n, slash t, slash r, slash v, slash f, and slash n. Okay. So this printf function, this is a very interesting function. Actually, there is no limit on the number of arguments that has to be passed in this function. We can minimum we can pass one argument, okay, and then we can pass two argument, three argument, four argument. That depends upon the nature of the first argument. Okay. So the string which we are passing to this function, this printf function, it is containing two special characters. One is known as this escape sequence, okay, and another is known as the format string. So let us learn about the format string. Format string. It is a group of two characters, starting with percent symbol. Okay, which is used to display the value of a variable using printf function. Okay,
Okay.
it depends on the data type of the variable whose value has to be printed. Okay, so I think you already know the data types in C language. Do you know it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Just a minute. Do you know the data types in C language?
Yes, sir. I know it.
Hello.
Sir,
Yeah, yeah. Now voice is coming. So do you know? Do you remember the types of C language?
I know it, sir.
So which are the
I know them, sir.
yeah, yeah. So which are commonly used data types?
Integer, float,
Yeah,
double, char.
yeah. There's no integer. There's only int, I think. Okay. So this
Okay, sir.
data type is there, and then corresponding to it. Okay. Format string is there.
Okay, sir.
For example, for the type character, char, it is percent %c. Okay. For int, it is percent.
Okay.
Do you remember? It is percent %d or percent %i is also there.
D.
Do you know this? Have you
I.
tried this percent %i?
But I have, sir.
Yeah.
I did. I have never seen that. I is it I?
Yeah.
I can be used anywhere, sir.
Yeah.
I compile.
It is equivalent to this percent %d. It is equivalent to percent
Okay,
%d.
okay,
Okay. And it is more intuitive because this I
okay,
stands for integer. Okay. This
okay,
D for decimal in decimal
okay, okay,
numbers. So percent %i is more convenient.
okay.
Right?
Yes.
It is there for long. Okay. It is percent %ld. Then float. It is percent %f. Then double. It is percent %lf. Okay.
LF. Okay.
So these are the commonly used format string that we can use in printf statement or even in scanf statement. So now let us learn how to use these statements. Okay, in a program. So the last class program was this one. One was main.c, another was one this hello.c. So now let us this one. Just open a new file and then save it in your folder and give its name variable.php. Variable.c. It is C program. Okay, and let us test these format strings. So first statement will be as it is has include stdio. Okay, and then int main. Do you know this argc and argv? How to use?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know. Okay.
No, no, I
So,
don't.
yeah, okay. You know or don't know?
I don't know, sir. Argument.
Have you used these two variables in
Hello?
previous? Have you used these two variables?
No, sir, I didn't
Okay.
use.
So let me just use it.
I have. Oh, okay. Okay, okay.
I will explain it later. Okay. So now
Okay.
just let us define some variables. This suppose there is a variable whose name is age. Okay. Then
Okay.
let us define another variable int I like this. Okay.
Okay.
So this this is a variable which will contain the character, and this is a variable which will contain
Okay.
an integer. Okay. And
Integer.
in C language, this character and integer both can be changed. Both are changeable. Means we can change the character in terms of integer, and we can convert this integer in terms of characters. Okay. So I will explain how it is possible. Now let us just assign a value to this ch. Suppose its value is a. Okay. And then just write a number to this one. Suppose it is 670. Then now we can make use of this printf statement. So suppose we want to display the value of ch. Okay. So we have to write. We can write something like this:
Okay.
ch equal to percent %c, and then here ch. Do you understand this?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So now second printf statement. Now suppose we want to display the value of I. Okay. So I should be percent %i,
Okay.
or percent %d can also be used, and then here the I. Now let us run this program. var.c. So set is cd public underscore html, then teacher on, and then your folder. Okay. Now let us compile this file. gcc var.c, and then just run it. Okay. So are you able to see this?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is displaying the value of ch, and it is also displaying the value of I. Okay. So percent %i is also working here, and this is very rare. Okay. This percent %i. I think 99% of people use only this percent %d. Okay.
Oh, yes.
And never you will see the use of this
Okay.
percent %i, but it is also here. And if you will read the book of Dennis Ritchie, okay, the inventor of C language, then you will find
Okay.
this percent %i there. It is only written in that way. And all other books are only referring to percent %d, and so on. So in an interview, you can also
Okay.
explain this one. This percent %d and percent %i is equivalent to each
Oh,
other. Okay. So now let us write another two printf statement.
okay, sir.
So now suppose we are displaying this ch. So the nature of ch is character. Okay. That's why we are using this percent %c here.
Okay.
Now suppose what happens if we write percent %d or percent %i here, and what happens if you use percent
It
%c?
prints. It prints ASCII.
Yeah. So in this case, the ASCII value of this character, this small a will be displayed. Okay. And in this case, the character whose
Okay,
ASCII
sir.
value is 70, that will be displayed here. So just let us again compile it
Okay, sir.
and run it. Is it clear to you? Okay. So this format is string. Okay. Percent %c
Okay.
can be used to display the character equivalent of a
ASCII.
number of a number representing ASCII value. Okay, and percent %i or percent %d can be used to display the ASCII value of a character. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so this is about this variable, how to display the value of variable. And now suppose we want to take input in this
Okay.
variable. Okay, so
Okay.
to take input from the user in a variable. So a lot of ways are there, but the most common way is to use this scanf function. Can be used for this purpose.
Okay.
And its syntax is like this. It is scanf and then the format string. Okay, so percent format string and then comma, then ampersand variable.
Okay.
This is the general format. And in this case, this format string, it must be matched with the data type of this variable. Okay. So actually this scanf function, it is always, it is accepting minimum arguments. First argument is this and second argument is this. Okay. For example, in case of our this printf function, here, it is also accepting two arguments. First argument is this string and second argument is this one. So first argument is a string
Okay.
and second argument is of the variable. Likewise, again here first argument is the string and second argument is the name of variable. Similar to this, in case of print scanf function, first argument is the string containing the format string and second argument is the name of the variable preceded with this ampersand symbol. So here this ampersand symbol, it is an operator. It is known as the address of operator. It is actually passing the address of this
Okay.
variable to the function. Okay. So here the symbol ampersand is address of variable, address of operator, which is used to fetch the address of a variable. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
scanf function requires the address of the variable in which we want to take it. Okay, that's why here this is ampersand variable has been used. So now let us just write another program. Just save it as var one dot. Suppose let's give its name is.c. Okay, and then just remove all these statements. Suppose we want to take the age of a person. Okay, and then the display that is with the help of printf statement. So we need to define our variable. Suppose its name is age. Then we can write a printf function. Replace enter your age in years, and then scanf. Again, here we can use percent %i, comma, ampersand age, and then now we can write you are %d years old now, and here this %d, it represents the value of this age variable. Okay, so this statement, this one, it is declaring the variable. Then this is the output statement. It will display this message, please enter your age in years. Then this is input statement. It will take input from the user and it will store that value in age variable. And finally, we are displaying this message to the user. Okay. So now let us again compile this gcc s.c. Suppose I am writing 23. Okay. So you are 23 years old now. So these are the basic programs, how to take input and how to display the message to this user. Okay. Now let us start from the if else statement, the logical part, and then we will move further to the this looking statement, then to the function, then to the array in pointers, then a structure, and then the data structure. Okay. So we will now start from the decision making statements. Decision
Sir, I
making.
have a doubt. One.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, I have a doubt in this. Hello, sir.
Yeah. What do you want to say?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, in scanf, when we use multiple data types like integer, float, and
Yeah. Yeah.
character,
Yeah.
I have seen some error in the input in Balaguru Swami book. Like when we use percentile D, percentile F, and percentile S,
Yeah.
and address of those data types and those variables,
Yeah. Yeah.
we get some error.
Which type of?
So can you explain me that?
Can
Percentile
you
D,
send me that
F, and
code?
okay, sir.
Can you send me that code?
Yes, sir. I will send you
Are you having that code at this moment?
Okay, sir. I will. Yes, I will send you, sir. When should I send you that? Hello.
Yeah. Just send me the code.
Okay, sir. I will send.
When? At this moment or later?
I'm. Okay. I will send it now, sir.
Okay. Actually, no. Why there is so much noise from your side?
Don't know, sir. I am feeling the same from your side too.
Why?
There's a disturbance.
Because when I am teaching other students, then there is no such type of noise. I think there is this is
Oh,
your net connection. In this speed is not constant.
yes.
Which type of
Yes, sir.
connection you
Speed
are
is not
using?
constant. I'm using hotspot, sir. Geo hotspot.
Geo hotspot. Okay.
I was.
Sometimes this voice is very loud.
I have
Sometimes
sent.
voice is very low.
Oh, sir, I have sent you that
Yeah. Through WhatsApp. Or mail?
through WhatsApp.
Through WhatsApp. Just yeah.
Yes.
Let me download it first of all. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Or
So this is the folder. This is the file. This one.
oh, yes, yes, sir.
Open it. Folder. It is opening folder. Just a minute. I'm coming.
Okay. But the output is different and the input is different, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Just so this is the code. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now here what it is has done. Percent D, percent F, percent C. Then a percent A, B, C. So this what is the type of this A variable? Variable A, variable B. It is not written. I think this A is of type integer, B is of type float,
Int. Okay, C is character.
C is char. Okay. And then it is displaying A equal to percent D, B equal to percent C, and C equal to percent C, and then ABC. Okay.
Yes, sir. I have the doubt in the output, sir. Some.
Enter the value of ABC. So 12, 3.14 and A. So it is 12, 3.45 and A. 23, 78, 9. 9. Yeah. And then it is A, and then
Sir,
8 A. So what do you want to understand in this one?
yeah, last output, last line.
Last line. 15.
Only two is printing. Yes, sir.
15 and then 0.75. And then
Yes.
23. And then, okay. So out of this 23, only this 2 has been taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because this last one was the character. This A, this 15,
0.7. Okay.
0.7 is there in B. This 15, it has,
But there,
yeah, what?
but there has given no space, no, sir. After 15,
Yeah, it is there.
only
There is no
they
space.
have given it is integer 15.75 percentile D.
Yeah, 15 point, out of 15.75, this 15 has gone to this A,
Okay.
and 0.75 has gone to this B, because this dot, it is also known as this is the separating character between input. Okay,
Okay,
and then the
integer is
out,
not accepted.
yeah, and this 23 out of 23, this two has gone to this C. Separating characters are there actually. The here in a scanf, this dot. Okay,
Okay,
this dot has considered as the separating character.
okay, okay,
That's why this is the first this is second input and this is third input.
okay, okay,
And from the third input, this only two has been taken. This three space and x, it has been neglected. Okay.
okay, okay, okay.
So have you run this
That's
program? Okay. So now let us move further.
okay, sir.
So these are the basic things. You have to define variable, how to take input. Okay. And there is also a option you have to define a constant. Okay. Do you know how to define a constant?
Has defined,
Has define is there. And in the newer version of compilers, there is a
sir.
const keyword also.
Okay,
We can also define const int x equal to 5. Okay. Then this x will become a constant whose value is 5 like this.
okay.
Actually, that
But
has
this should
defined
be
is not,
defined.
no, actually that has defined is not a constant. It is a macro.
Okay,
Yeah, it is macro. It is simply the concept of find and replace. Okay. Has defined is simply the concept of find and replace. So suppose if I am writing like this, there is difference between other statement and this statement. Suppose I have written a statement like this. It has defined, okay, and then pi and 3.14 like this.
okay, okay.
So here this has defined. Do you know what is its name? Basically, this has defined is a pre-processor directive. Okay, pre-processor directive.
Okay.
Do you know this pre-processor directive?
Yes, sir. I know
Directive.
that.
Okay. So actually, it is a set of statement which is executed just before the compilation of the source code. That's why it is known as the preprocessor. Means it is an instruction set of instruction, okay, which executes just before the processing of the source code. That's why its name is preprocessor directive. Directive means instruction, and processing means compilation, and this pre means before. Okay,
Okay.
so just before the compilation, this statement it will search for all the occurrence of 3.14. It will search the occurrence of pi and it will replace them with 3.14. This is simply the find and replace. Okay.
Okay.
So here, just before the compilation, okay, the preprocessor will search for the symbol pi and then replace it with the value 3.1. Okay. So all the occurrences of pi will be replaced by 2.14. And basically this is not a constant. Okay. In order to simply define a constant, there is a keyword known as const, like this. Means if we were writing const int x equal to 5 semicolon. So now here this
This
x,
can be declared internally, no, sir.
yeah,
Internal in function.
yeah, it can be used inside the main function.
Okay.
It
But
is,
define can't be used.
yeah,
But define can't be used
Yeah, yeah.
internally.
No, it cannot be used inside the admin function. Okay. So this const keyword, this is used to define a constant. So here the name of the constant is x and its data type is int. Its value has been set to 5
Okay.
and it cannot be changed.
Okay. Sir, shall we include any directive, preprocessor directive for using the const keyword?
Now, shall we include?
Any preprocessor directive
No, no.
for const?
Only this const.
Okay, okay.
Const, then data type, then variable, then constant name, and then its value.
Fine. We should, shall we include any library?
No, no, there is no need to use extra library.
Okay, okay, sir.
It is available in the newer version of compilers.
Okay, okay.
So its value has been set to 5 and it cannot be changed during the execution of the program. Okay. So the syntax is this. Means we write const and then data type, then constant name equal to then its value. Semicolon. This is the way how to define a constant. Okay.
Sir, what if we take the same variable and assign another value?
It
There
is
is x equals to 5 there.
no.
When we give x equals to 4, what happens?
So here, suppose here I have written int x equal to 5. Okay.
Okay.
So later
When we declare another variable x equals to 4, what will be printed?
no, it is not possible.
Okay.
It is not possible. The name of the constant and the name of this variable cannot be same.
Okay.
Both must be different. Actually, it is also a variable. Okay. Because if you remove this const from here, then it will become a simple variable of type integer.
Okay.
Okay. And so just putting this word const, now it makes sure that the value of x cannot be changed,
Okay.
and it will apply this two byte of space in our memory. Okay. And here, this is just a symbol, and this is just a value. It is only the case of find and replace, and this is not the case of find and replace. This is another thing, and this is another thing. Okay.
Okay.
So now let us start with this decision making statements. Okay.
Okay.
Decision making statements. Okay. So such statements are used to either include or exclude a set of instructions from the flow of execution of the program. Okay. This inclusion or exclusion depends upon the value of an expression known as condition. Okay. This condition is a Boolean expression whose value can be true or false. Okay. So normally when we write a program, okay, and then we write several statements. Suppose statement one, and then statement two, three, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, like this. Suppose there is a program and which is containing these eight statements. Okay. So when that program will execute, will run, then the control statement, the execution will start from this statement, from the first statement. So the control will first of all come on this statement, then on this statement, then on this, then on this, then on this, and so on. Okay. So all the statements from the beginning of the program to the end of the program will be executed by default. And suppose we want to take this that for certain condition, this statement 2 and 3 and statement 3 and 4 should be executed, and for some other condition, the statement 5 and 6 should be executed. Okay. So for taking such decision, we make use of decision making statements. Okay. That's why I have written here. Such type of a statement is used to either include or exclude a set of instructions from the flow of execution of the program. Okay. So three types of decision making statements are there in C language, known as if else statement, switch case statement, and ternary operator. Known as question mark colon. Okay. So now let us learn this if else statement, syntax of if else statement. This is the first decision making, first type of decision making statements. The syntax of if else statement. Okay. It is similar to this. First of all, we have tried the if, then within this parenthesis, we have tried the condition. Then start the curly bracket, and here we have tried a set of statement. Statement 1, statement 2, and so on. Then else statement 3, statement 4, okay. So this is the basic format of this statement, and lot of things are there about this statement. So let me summarize them. First of all, the whole else part is optional. Okay, means this one.
Hello?
This part is optional. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir. Internet is unstable. So,
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to take another connection. You need to take.
okay, sir. I
You
will
can try
take it.
for another company SIM like this Airtel or Idea. Okay,
Okay.
because a lot of consumers are there in Geo. So you can just take a SIM of another company like this Idea or Vodafone or Airtel. Okay, and then just try that. It will work. Yeah. Here also the performance of Geo is not so much good. I am using the SIM of Idea and it is working very fine. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So now, are you able to see my screen?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you just tried with another company SIM, either Airtel or Idea. Okay.
Okay.
Because this Geo is having so much consumers.
Okay.
So that's why in the evening time, their performance becomes very slow.
Okay, sir.
It is working good in daytime, but in the evening time, this net congestion is there.
Yes.
So the first point is this: the whole else part is optional. That means this part.
Okay.
This is optional. We can use it or we cannot use it. It depends upon our on this requirement. Okay. Second part. Second point. When the value of the condition is true, then the first block of statements will execute. Okay.
Okay.
And when the value of the condition is false, then the second block of statements will execute. Okay.
Okay.
So this is known as the true block, and this is known as the false block. This one.
Okay.
This is the
True.
true block, and this is known as the false block. Okay.
Okay.
In case of a block of a statement, either true or false block.
Okay.
If the number of a statement is 1, then the use of opening and curly brackets become optional. Okay.
Okay.
Means we can use this opening and closing curly bracket, or we cannot use them. It is our own choice. The condition is an expression which may contain either a constant or a variable or a combination of constants and variables with some operators. Okay. When the numerical value of condition is false, is 0, then it evaluates to false. and when its numerical value is non-zero, then it evaluates to true. Non-zero means both in negative and positive.
Okay.
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 So now let us write some example of this statement. Okay. Just to illustrate how to write this statement. So one of the very common example is the example of this one, this even odd number. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose we want to check whether a number is even or not, or whether a number is odd or not. Okay. So just save this file, save it, and suppose its name is even odd.c. So this program will only check, it will only take input a number, and then it will decide whether this number is even or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in order to check whether this num is even or not, we need to first of all divide this number by 2 and then check its remainder value, whether its remainder is 0 or not. If its remainder is 0, that means it is even number, and if its remainder is not 0, that means it is odd number. Okay.
Okay.
So we are defining two variables, one for number, another for remainder. This num, it will contain the number to be checked, and this rem, it will contain the remainder obtained after dividing this number by 2. So first of all, we will ask for inputting this number. So there will be a message, please enter a number. Then scanf and %i, comma ampersand num. Then after that, we have to calculate the remainder. So that number divided by 2. Do you know this percent operator?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is modulus operator.
Okay.
So in this expression, it will divide the num by 2, and the remainder obtained after that division will be stored in RAM. Okay.
Okay.
Now we have to check what is the value of RAM. So if the value of RAM is equal to 0, then we can display a message printf and then the message percent I is even number. Okay.
Okay.
And this percent I stands for num.
No.
And if this is not the case, means when the remainder is not equal to 0, then we have to declare it to odd number. Okay. And then now let us check the
Okay.
output of this program. So the name of our program is even.c. So just compile it. This is the even.c and then run it. 4. Yeah.
Okay. Else we have forgot else.
So two messages are there. 4 is even number and 4 is odd number. So what is the problem? The problem is here. This else statement is not. Okay. Now again compile it. Okay. So here the message, please enter a number, and then it is displaying this 4 is even number. Now again run this program. 5. So it is displaying 5 is odd number. So do you understand this code?
Yes.
This is a statement. So how it is working? Here we are first of all checking the value of RAM and we are comparing it with 0. Okay.
Okay.
We are just checking whether the value of RAM is equal to 0 or not. If it is equal to 0, then we are displaying the message it is even number. And if it is not equal to 0, then it is coming to this else part. Okay.
Okay.
And then it is displaying this message percent I is odd number. So this is the first way to write this code. Second way can be like this. We can write two separate if statements. This first of all, we can write this, and then we can write this like this. Now the meaning is changed. Okay. So here, this is the first if statement, and it is having no else part. And this is the second if statement, it is also having no else part. Okay.
Okay.
And in the first if statement, we are telling the compiler that if the value of remainder is equal to 0, then we will display this message percent I is equal to 0. Okay. And then we are telling the compiler if the value of remainder is equal to 1, then we will display the message percent I is odd number. And here the situation is different. Here the instruction was like this: if the value of RAM is equal to 0, then it should display the message that number is even number. Otherwise means we are not taking care what is the value of this RAM when it is not equal to 0. Whether it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that doesn't matter. In every case, it will display the message that the number is odd number. But here it is fixed. Means we are only checking the two different concrete values. First of all, we are comparing this 0 and then we are comparing with this one. Okay. Then we can also exchange these two variables statements. Yes, we can write like this, like similar to this. Okay.
Okay.
So now here the situation is different. Here first of all we are stating that when the value of remainder is equal to 1, then we have to display the message that the number is odd number. Okay. And then we are checking if the value of remainder is equal to 0, then it is, and output will be same in all these three cases. Okay. No matter whether we are writing the statement like this or like this or like this. Further, there is single statement, this printf in the if part. So we can use this curly bracket or we cannot use this curly bracket, open and close.
Okay.
That doesn't matter. Okay. So I think this will be clear to you now. Now we can simplify this statement like this condition. Suppose we are writing, just let us comment it. Okay. And so just write like this. Suppose we are writing if and then RAM. Then which printf should be written here?
Z
Okay.
even.
Even or odd? Just think about it.
Even.
Why? Suppose this num is even. Okay. Suppose this num is even.
Okay.
So in that case, the value of RAM will be 0. Okay.
Okay.
So when the value of RAM will be 0, then this condition will become false. And when it is false,
Okay.
okay, then control will not. Then control will go to the else part. In that case, the control will go to the else part. Okay. So we are having two different printf statements. First printf is this, and second printf is. So in case of even number, this condition is false. Okay. So we have to write even here. and we have to write odd here. Do you understand this? How it is
Yes,
working?
sir.
Hmm?
Yes, I can understand.
Do you understand this one? This one. If RAM means the value of RAM
Okay.
will become non-zero.
Zero is okay.
When it is non-zero, then this printf will be executed. And when it is zero, then this printf will be executed. So its value will be zero when the number is even, and its value will be one when the number is odd. And alternatively, we can also write like this, like this. If I am writing if not r, not RAM, then now we can write even here
Okay.
and then odd here.
Okay.
So this even if else if statement, this is very interesting, and we will take and we will cover several examples of it. Okay. So now let me write some assignment and give some assignment to you on the basis of if else statement that we will need to solve.
Okay.
Okay. This
Okay.
is just an example. Okay, how in how many ways we can write this type of statement. So the first of all,
Okay.
problem number one. That means write a program. Okay, to check whether a number is negative or positive. Okay.
Okay.
Then you can also write conditions in different ways. Okay, just like I have written here.
Oh,
Problem number two. Write a program to check whether a year is leap or not.
okay.
A century year is called leap year when it is divisible by
400.
400. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
otherwise non-leap year.
Okay.
Similarly, a non-century year is called leap year when it is divisible by 4, otherwise non-leap year. This is
Okay.
the logic.
Okay.
Problem number three. Write a program to find maximum out of two numbers.
Okay.
Then problem number four. Write a program to check whether a student is passed.
Okay.
A student is declared to pass when marks obtained by him is equal to or more than 40.
Okay.
Otherwise, fail. Okay.
Okay.
Problem 5. Write a program to check whether a person is eligible for voting or not.
Okay.
The person is eligible for voting when his age is greater than or equal to 18 years. Otherwise, not eligible for voting. Okay.
Okay.
I think at the moment you can skip this problem, problem 2, because it is somewhat complex. Okay. But you can
Okay.
attempt this problem 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
They are the similar problems.
Okay.
So I'm just sending these files to you.
Okay. Okay.
These files.
Sir,
Yeah.
okay. Sir, I have a doubt regarding Ubuntu.
Yeah.
When when I want to uninstall it,
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
it affect the Windows
Yeah. Yeah.
or Win?
Actually, no, no. When we are installing two operating system, okay.
Okay.
Suppose this Windows and Ubuntu parallel. Then this MBR of the system, master boot record, it is overwritten by the Ubuntu. Okay.
Oh,
So if you suppose you want to remove this Ubuntu from the system, then
okay.
first of all we have to you need to uh, format its partition. Okay.
Okay.
And then you need to update the Windows so that this MBR will be updated by the Windows operating system.
Okay. Okay.
This
Again, it will be
update is required.
okay. Data will be lost
The data of which one? Data of Ubuntu.
of Windows.
No, no, no. In case of upgradation, it will not lost. In case of installation, it will lost. You don't need to install. You just need to upgrade it.
Okay. Okay.
Just upgrade it. Don't install it.
Okay.
This
Okay.
because data will be lost only when you will format the partition. If you will not format the partition, then data will not lost.
Okay. Okay.
So don't
I
format
will
the
not.
partition. Just install it on that partition on the existing partition.
Okay. Okay. I will install it now, sir. Later, when I want to uninstall it,
Yeah.
I got this doubt.
Yeah, no, actually, this data you will always lost only in case of formatting.
Okay.
If you will not format, then any operating system will not remove the data.
Okay. Windows will be as usual as of
Yeah, yeah,
previous
it
one.
will be as usual. It will only override the MBR.
Okay. Okay.
So, what is your mail ID? In just a minute, I think your mail ID is in here. Uh, it was written in this form, payment form. This is your mail ID, Rohan Sanni 333.
Yes. Okay.
So just let me send a mail to you. Just a minute. In last class, I sent email to you or not?
No, sir. You haven't sent.
Yeah, no. Okay, no problem. So I'm sending a fresh mail to you. Compose and your mail ID and then the programs. Okay. Then let me attach today's files. Teacher on Sai Rohan. This file, this file, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. These are the files. This is image file. This is input out. This is text file. So just complete the task and then send and then mail back to me. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
Before today is Tuesday. Okay.
Okay.
So before Thursday, because our schedule is on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Okay.
So before Thursday, just send it for us to me. Through mail. Okay. Okay. So let us today conclude today's session.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.